Trump.
You have to bring in talent.
Ingram. Well, we have plenty of talented people in America.
No, you don't. No.
We don't have talented people here? Well, there you have it, everybody. Trump just, in response to we have plenty of talented people in America, said that no, you don't. This is the president of your country, Americans. This is the president of your country saying that you don't have talented people in your country. This is the person that was voted president. I find it incredible how Trump can be past the softest of questions, right? The easiest softball question, right? To just say, yeah, there are talented Americans, and he still fucking whiffs it, you know? It's incredible. That's a talent. That's a true talent. And yet they'll still somehow twist this in a way that paints him in a positive light. It's a genuine talent. This video brought to you by my YouTube members and patrons. Thank you guys. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we're going to be returning once again to r/facepalm, the place where people they can't get things right, they just simply can't, and we're gonna see a lot of facepalms, and I've tried to mix it up so we've got some politics and some non-politics, because politics can get exhausting, man. Very quickly before we begin, I just wanted to mention the YouTube members and patrons, you guys get an extra video every single week for as low as £1 a month. That equates to about 25p per video, so if that is something that interests you, please do consider joining, as it really helps support the channel. Also, if you want to support me in a way that doesn't involve that, which is totally fair, you can go down to the comment section if you are on mobile and hype the video if that is a feature you have unlocked, as it really does help support the channel. But other than that, let's get straight into the subreddit, shall we? The new tables attempt college cafeteria that was sponsored by EY. Ooh, that's a concerning shape, isn't it? But interestingly, it's actually correct. Or I guess, direction-wise, it can vary depending on what message you're trying to convey. But shape-wise, whenever you see graffiti swastikas, you see a lot of failed attempts at actually drawing those graffitied swastikas, right? Whereas this table was built correctly. Just functionality-wise, it's not a good table. The chairs are too far away from the table. There's no back support. The actual supports for the chairs that I don't actually think are doing anything, really, because the chairs are supported into the floor. But the actual supports connecting it to the table are just gonna get in the way. Like, where are you supposed to put your left leg? There's an entire ass metal bar in the way. Are you supposed to sit sideways while you have to lean in to eat at this table? This is such an impractical table design.
Thanksgiving will be more affordable this year. Thank you, President Trump.
Thanksgiving meal costs dropped 2% to 3% this year. See how to save. Wow, 2% to 3%. You hear that, everybody? You might save like $1.50 to $1.80. Whoa, isn't that an incredible saving? I say this like Thanksgiving hasn't already gone, right? But like Christmas is the same thing, right? You're still going to be spending a shit ton of money on Christmas dinner. The prices are not nearly as far down as they need to be to actually be like livable. Louisiana middle school defends expelling girl 13 after she hit male classmate who allegedly shared AI-generated photos of her. So first of all, she hit someone. Not an expellable offense, right? Especially if it's a first offense, not an expellable offense. Second of all, the school is literally defending a crime that was committed by a boy. So this boy created images, illegal images, that are criminal and could land him in jail. And if he was an adult, would land him in jail. He not only did that, but he shared them around. Also a crime. Clearly the school did nothing about this, so the girl took things into her own hands and hit him. A reasonable response given what he was done. She was expelled for it. The school has defended that expulsion. Not done anything about the boy. No. Just defended the expulsion. Genius. Quality move. Please check the headmaster's hard drives. All of them. In fact, any teacher that has defended this, please check all of their hard drives. Arizona tribal member nearly deported after Iowa jail issues ICE detainer by mistake. The woman's family had to scramble to prove she was indigenous and shouldn't be returned over to federal immigration authorities. Now, this says by mistake, right? But let's be honest. ICE didn't make a mistake here. This was deliberate. They saw someone who wasn't white and they went, I want to deport this person. Now think about this, right? This is a case of this happening that you have heard about, that she had family who was able to prove that she was in fact indigenous and not an immigrant. Now think about the amount of people that don't have that privilege, the amount of cases that you haven't heard about, that are currently ongoing in America because ICE can just do that. That's something that ICE can just do. This is supposed to be a first world country who people often talk about freedom and liberty. And right now, you are seeing on a wide scale people having their rights violated as people who were born in the country, people whose own family has been in this country longer than the families of the people ruling the country, right? They're trying to deport those people. Deport them fucking where? Where would she have been deported, right? Because they claim that, oh, these people are just being deported back to their homes. But that's not fucking true, is it? It's not fucking true at all. Because this is an indigenous woman who they tried to deport. So what home was she being deported to? They don't give a shit. They're not even deporting people to the countries they come from. They're just deporting them en masse as wide scale as they can. And people are happy about that. There are people fucking celebrating this. Riots raging. The misleading story Fox News told about Portland before Trump sent troops. When President Donald Trump told reporters on September 5th he'd started looking at sending the National Guard to Portland, Oregon, he said it was because of something he saw on television. Yep, I looked into this a little bit as well, and he said that it was something he saw on television that morning and the night before. He didn't explicitly state Fox News, but Fox News were the people airing about riots in Portland on TV at exactly the times that he mentioned. Despite the fact that, you know, they weren't happening and plenty of people from Portland were posting pictures going, ah, yeah, look at this chaos of just their nice, tranquil city. But this kind of misinformation spread by Fox News, because let's call it what it is, it's misinformation. In my opinion, it's misinformation. It's gonna get people killed. The kind of misinformation that spreads, that the fucking president of the United States sees and goes, I'm sending troops to this place, is the kind of misinformation that gets people killed. And Fox News naturally will feign ignorance. They'll do the whole, oh, we're just opinion pieces, nobody should take us seriously, which I find a laughable excuse from a news site, and they'll get away with it and nothing will happen because Fox News is basically fucking untouchable. They can say whatever the fuck they want on the internet and on TV, and they are untouchable. It's insane. It's genuinely insane. Complete facepalm that the president of the United States is getting his intel from Fox News and not from the actual services he has as president to get information about his fucking country. He used Fox News. And on the same vein, here have someone who misdrew a swastika because they're not very smart, are they? The Al-Qaeda, they're not the brightest bunch, let's be honest. White supremacists, the only reason you become a white supremacist is because you already don't have the brains to even draw a swastika.
Yes, let's keep
Yo,
taking pictures of
this sheriff is watching football right now. What the hell?
Yeah, that's safe, isn't it? That's a really good thing for the fucking sheriff to be doing, is driving a car while watching football. I'm sure he's pulled people over for doing that. I'm sure he's fined and arrested people for doing less. I hope that this was immediately reported to a higher authority who could do something about this. However, knowing how little police actually get punished, I'm sure nothing would be done about it, but nonetheless, it should be reported. This one's just an unfortunate one. This one's just, I think the company's called Pegasus Transport, and the number they had on the back, the abbreviated like text to number thing they did is 1888 Peg Trans. I mean, if you insist. Oh god, no one saw that and thought, maybe we shouldn't put this on our van. Smart. But you know, at the end of the day, they've got me talking about it, so maybe it's doing exactly what it needed to do. Irritable paper towels. Irritable. I'm not sure that that's the word you want to be using with your paper towels, you know? I think that there might be a better word that might even be printed on the paper towels that they might be trying to use instead of irritable. Is this the message that they're trying to convey with that name? US Navy veteran 100% regrets voting for Trump after ICE detains his wife. Now she'll be locked up over Thanksgiving, despite not being charged with any crime and being a lawful permanent resident. Donna Hughes Brown wrote a bad check for $25 in 2015. She paid it back and served probation. She has lived in Missouri for 37 years, her family growing to include 4 kids and 5 grandkids. Her husband Jim Brown, who served in the US Navy from 1985 to 2005, is asking Trump, please show me in the Bible where this is what you are supposed to do. It's wrong, period. She is currently awaiting her deportation hearing at ICE detention center in Kentucky. It's wrong. Grandmother detained by ICE to spend Thanksgiving in jail despite legal status. Yeah, it's wrong. And I agree with that, right? I'm gonna put it out there. It's a human rights violation, as I've already mentioned. I really hope that this is resolved and she is allowed to stay in the country instead of being deported for no fucking reason. Like, it's insane that this is an ongoing thing in the fucking country. But also, you 100% regret voting for Trump. My guy, I don't want to rub it in, but fuck me, okay? This is the entire platform that Trump ran on. This is the whole platform that he ran on. This wasn't some secret that he's enacted without telling anybody. This was the whole platform that he ran on, okay? It's frustrating because this guy's suffering and his wife is suffering, and I get that and I feel for them, but fuck me, maybe think before you vote, okay? Like, I hope that people learn from this. I really do, because Jesus Christ, like, clearly this guy didn't give a shit about immigrants being deported until it happened to someone he cared about, and maybe he'll learn to give a shit from now on. I doubt it, because it's only an issue because it happened to him, but like, fucking hell. Think before you vote, people. For the love of God, think before you vote.
Welcome to public school, where they aren't even educated on what they are allowing these kids to run the hall saying. That they even praise domestic things and think it's funny. Not this, Mom. Looks like I'll be taking blank to school tomorrow for a little meeting with the principal and teacher. Pissed off Mom.
6-7 days smarter. So here she is throwing a tantrum over the fact that they made some 6-7 things in class, right? But seriously, the whole reason kids like 6-7 and find it funny, it's because people like this get annoyed about it, okay? This mother throwing a tantrum over the 6-7 meme is exactly why kids are laughing about it, right? That's the whole point of the meme, is annoying adults. That's its entire purpose. That's the whole purpose it serves. I've seen so many people, especially Gen Zs and millennials, complaining about this. Like, I'm a Gen Z, okay? And I can say straight up, we had the fucking shittiest memes, okay? Like, people complaining about 6-7 have no legs to stand on, okay? Because we had so much worse. We spent an entire year going 21 or 69 or 420 or anything else. My name Jeff, you know? We had so many memes that were just numbers or words that were everywhere. There's nothing to stand on here. There's nothing, okay? Stop fucking complaining about children having memes just because you're no longer part of those memes because you're too old to be part of them, okay? That's it. That's the whole point. Like, I've seen so many millennials and Gen Zs just acting like boomers because they weren't a part of the 6-7 joke and therefore it's a bad joke, right? You're being the fucking boomer generation now. Oh, kids these days with their shitty memes. No, dude, no. It's just that you're not part of it, therefore it's a problem. You had worse. But that is where I'm going to end the video, everybody. So thank you so much for watching. Man, I went on some rants today, didn't I? If you would like to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click on that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. But a huge, massive special thank you to all of the wonderful YouTube members and patrons that do support me. All of your names are up on screen right now. It genuinely helps so much, and it genuinely means so much. So thank you to everybody that does. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.